Hello, my friends. It's Veronica, your American in Portugal. And I've been doing some consulting lately, and I get asked a lot about traveling around here in Portugal. So I figured this would be a good time to talk about travel. So whether you are traveling here to have a fun vacation, to figure out where to live, or doing your recon trips, this video is for you. Okay, so one of the biggest things I get asked is, okay, where do I fly into? Most flights will come into Lisbon, coming from the United States of America, but coming from other countries like Ireland and the UK, you can come directly into Faro. So if you're doing your big exploration and you're trying to decide, okay, should I go north, should I go south? What I recommend doing is taking a plane into Lisbon, right? That's the big airport. And stay a couple days and then take the train down to the south, the Algarve in Faro, investigate around the Algarve, and then catch a flight back up to Porto. It's a quick flight and city pair, more on that later, which means it's a really good price. And then from Porto, after you explore around there, take the train back down into Lisbon. Of course, stopping along the way anywhere you want to stop, but it's a great little itinerary to give you a good overview of the three major places people like to visit in Portugal. So whether you're visiting or doing a recon trip, you do need some time to do this, but more on that at the end of the video. And one of the other things I get asked is, do I need a car or not? Okay, in the bigger cities, a car is the liability. So you don't want a car, but you do want a car when you come down into the Algarve. I live in the Algarve, which is the south, right? And it's pretty wide from east to west. So it's about a 2 to 3 hour, depending on which roads you take, if you take the toll roads, or if you're going all the way to Sagres versus Portimão. You can Uber. Uber does work here. So when we talk apps, add Uber to your list. Now, it works in all the big cities very well. Some of the smaller cities, not so well. Obviously, it's the amount of drivers per area. So if you're going to Lisbon, Porto, if you're going to Faro, these are good places that will have an Uber, and they're pretty quick. I just used Ubers to get my car service. It was €3 from the Hotel Faro to MS Car and to the mall. So, and they were there like within a minute. So, and nice cars. So I was very happy with that. Good drivers, friendly drivers. I added a few little clips here so you can see my Ubers for €3.50, €5. There's one for 12. So in the big cities, do not rent a car. A lot of the streets are tiny, tiny, tiny. Parking is impossible. And even if you get a hotel or find a place that has parking, it's going to be hard to find and it's going to be scary to get there. There are not a lot of automatic cars. There are some, but they're few and far between. So when you're talking about a rental car that could be scooching backwards, or you haven't driven stick in a while and you're on a tiny, tiny street and there's one-way streets and you're trying to make your nav work, it can be really tricky. So I would say cars out in the countryside, from the Algarve east to west, no cars in the city. It's very easy to get around by Uber for a private car, or you can take the metro or trains. Okay, so if you come into Lisbon and spend at least a few days in Lisbon, depending on how long you have, of course, then I would recommend, if you're trying to see everywhere, is hopping on a train to Faro. So if you go from Lisbon, the Orient station is right next to the major airport there, right? The Lisbon airport. So if you stay in a hotel or Uber over to that station, then it makes it pretty easy to get to Faro. There are multiple trains that go throughout the day. You need to download an app called MyCP, and I'll put a shot of it in here. Okay, so since you're downloading apps now, go ahead and go in your app store, download MyCP, download WhatsApp. That's what's going to get you able to talk to people easily when you're on Wi-Fi, but you still need to make sure you either have a SIM card when you get to the airport, or have turned on your international coverage, okay? Because you really need to have access to your phone at all times. Don't depend on just going into a cafe and using their Wi-Fi, which, by the way, read my article. I'm gonna put all these links in there, but make sure you have a VPN if you're using public Wi-Fi. It's just not secure. Anyone can hack on when you're on public Wi-Fi. So once you've got those apps, then you can look at the MyCP app, which will show you all of the trains, and it's a cute app. It's very well done. It shows all the trains. You can pick where you want to go to where you want to go, and you can book your tickets online. I don't book the regional tickets online because you can just walk up and pay at the counter. If it's a small station, doesn't have a counter, you pay on the train. If it does have a counter, you need to pay though, because you can get fined if you don't have a ticket on the train, okay? And you don't have to do there and return. It saves you a little bit, but if you want to be free, you can buy one way, buy it the other, or buy it on the app. The best reason to use that MyCP app is to make sure you're keeping track of the trains, because sometimes they might be late. There's like a 2-hour break during lunchtime that the trains usually don't run, the regional trains. And when you're on the train, you can see, I always screenshot all the stations and it shows me which one I'm going to be at next. So for me, I live in Villarreal de Santo Antonio. It is the last train stop, so I know, don't worry about it. When the train ends, it ends. Now, not all trains connect to everywhere here. So when you're in the Algarve, it ends at my town at the Spanish border. So for getting around, you might have a mixture. If you're going to be going to other countries or different places, you'll have a mixture of plane tickets and train tickets. And sometimes the planes are very inexpensive. Okay, so getting back to Lisbon, from Lisbon Oriente station to Faro, Orient station to Faro, there's an Alpha Pendular. So when you're looking at your app and you see AP, that's the high-speed train. I highly recommend going first class. It's a really nice train. And it's a huge difference in the first class of the regional trains from Lisbon down to Faro versus the first class. So it's really worth the money. If you book 7 days in advance, which you can do on that app, then you get a pretty good discount. Also realize there are student discounts and senior discounts. So I would highly recommend flying into Lisbon, spending a few days in Lisbon. If you have any luggage issues, you're right by the airport. You can Uber to a nice hotel. There's a ton of hotels near the airport. You can take the public transport around or an Uber to get an overview for Lisbon and kind of get rid of that jet lag. Unless, of course, you're from a European country, then that's different. You can fly right into Faro. Okay, so from there, then you go ahead, hop on the train and take the train down to Faro in the Algarve, okay? And you're gonna use your MyCP app. You're already gonna have WhatsApp on there. They also have internet on the Alpha Pendular, so you can enjoy a really nice ride on this high-speed train. Here is the Alpha Pendular parked in the Faro train station. You have to be a little bit careful because look, he hides in the corner, and you could be sitting here looking for it to come right in front of you, and he's way back there in the corner. It's the last stop, so he sits there for like 20 minutes. And then here's the Oriente station in Lisbon. It's quite a beautiful station. And here you'll just find out what number track it's supposed to come at, and you just wait right underneath and it pulls up in front of you. But this is not the last stop for it in Lisbon, so definitely be ready to hop on and off because it stops quickly. It gets you there quick and fast, and if you were to take a car, the tolls are quite expensive from Lisbon to the Algarve, so you can easily spend 100 euros in gas and tolls. Plus, I think you really get a better view on the train. So make the train part of your journey. It's fun. Now, when you're down in Faro, do your Algarve, look around the Algarve. That's a whole nother video that I'll do. But then when returning, there are, I think a lot of you that are travelers know, some of you may not, there are things called city pairs. What the city pairs do is they're a really great price from one town to the other. So if you fly from Faro to Lisbon, so Faro the Algarve, right, to Lisbon, of course, the main center there, it costs more money than if you fly to Porto, which is more north. So you can get tickets for 10 or 20 euros to go from Faro all the way up to Porto. And so what I recommend, flying to Lisbon, stay a few days, take the Alpha Pendular, come down to the Algarve, rent a car, cruise around the Algarve. Regional trains are good for the Algarve, but personally I like the freedom, and it doesn't connect fully from one end to the other. You always end up in Faro. So from there, travel around here, and then hop a flight, you know, from the Faro airport, which is fabulous airport. I'll do a little clip on how great it is. So this, my friends, is my sweet airport, the Faro airport. It's just the right size. It has just enough gates and just enough airlines. Big enough, but not too big. And I park right there. Look at that. My car is parked right there. And you can book that parking in advance for like 10 bucks a day or something. Wasn't too much. And then this is right where you arrive. Like, you can't get much closer than that. Beautiful sunny day, as usual. Middle of December. It's sunny. Okay, there's a little bit of wind, but you kind of need it when you're sitting in the sunshine. Outdoor cafe to wait for your friends while they arrive, or 4 or 5 cafes inside. So if you're meeting people, this is where you will be waiting for the people to clear customs. They'll come clear customs and come right through here. And so I always say the best place to wait is just buy a coffee or a beer and enjoy in this little cafe here. And if it's a nice day and you're waiting a long time, there's a cafe outside as well. Perfect size airport. Really can't ask for much more here. It's so nice. And this is where I'm going all the way to my car, me and my bags. Right there. Easy. And so from Faro, you can fly up to Porto, really good price. Okay, the other app you're gonna wanna download is Skyscanner. For those of you that have used Kayak, Skyscanner is a new kayak. You know, you can use either, but I found there's more features. It's evolved better, Skyscanner, because even when you live here, if you live here and you're looking at traveling around, if you go into Skyscanner on your app, you can click Go Anywhere, and it'll show you the most inexpensive prices anywhere in Europe. So I went Go Anywhere, and it showed from here to Dublin, Ireland was 10 euros. From here to Paris, Orly was 30. And I did just go to both of those places. Hi friends, I'm in Ireland. I'm in Connemara County, which is in the far west, the most western point of Ireland. It's December, I can't talk. My lips are frozen, but it's beautiful, beautiful. And this is one of those easy trips from Portugal. You know, 10 euros, you're in Dublin, rent a car, drive around, pretty cool. So here's a little peek. Let's see. We can go to the UK for 12 euros, Italy for 15, Ireland for 15, Germany 15, France for 18, Poland for 18, Portugal for 20. That's one of the city pairs. That would be Faro to Porto. Belgium, Hungary, the list goes on. So take a look, and you know, it's so fun to just sit back and enjoy and say, oh my goodness, I am just in the gateway to all of Europe. Okay, so I don't recommend bringing a car here, and I'll tell you my story on that in another video. I'm gonna make a whole series and a playlist. So I did bring my car here. It was a major issue. I ended up selling it and then buying one here. Much easier to buy a car here, unless you have something super special, which when you move to another country, you're gonna have to dump some of the super special stuff, okay? Just a quick note on that. It's really inexpensive here. You don't always have to drive or take your car. The flights have gone down in price. But again, work those city pairs. So you're coming in the relative middle of the country in Lisbon. You're gonna take the Alpha Pendular. Well, you'll do what you want, but I recommend taking the Alpha Pendular high-speed train down to Faro, buzz around the Algarve, hop that flight up to Porto, do some good trips around Porto. In Porto, again, you don't need a rental car, use public transport. Going outside to explore the area up there, you will need a car. Then you can train back down to Lisbon, right? So the train from Porto to Lisbon is a beautiful ride as well. So train back down to Lisbon and fly out of Lisbon. Ta-da! Okay, there are also buses here. I'm not a bus person, so I'm not the best one to speak to that. I would just look up the bus schedules, walk up to the bus station, get a schedule, ask them about it. Again, right in front of my house, there's buses and they go everywhere. They go to Spain, they go to the north. I do have friends that take buses. I just don't like to wait outside in the rain or inclement weather or heat for a bus, and that's just not my thing. I did bring a car to Europe, which that's a whole nother video I'm gonna do. Don't do this. But when you're renting a rental car, I want to point out that rentalcars.com is one of my favorites. It's a wholesaler, so I always encourage travel in the off months. May is stunning. June, you start to get more Americans. Avoid July and August, and especially August, because everyone in Europe travels in August. It's warmer, it's packed. Try to keep your travels in the best shoulder seasons, okay? And again, May is absolutely my favorite, and then the beginning of June. I used to recommend October, but it's really weird. This last year we had a bunch of flies, and I don't know what it was and why they came around in October, but it was really annoying. So stick with May. Okay, so buses, there's buses. They're not for me, but you know, go walk up, get the schedule, look it up online. They're there. Skyscanner, rentalcars.com. When you are renting a car here, it's very important that you get a few things added, okay? Make sure they have a toll pass included and it's paid through your credit card, okay? And the reason I say that is because I ran into someone that said, oh yeah, they gave us the Via Verde, that's the name of the toll pass. The Via Verde toll pass, you know, and it goes on your, under your visor there, and it dings every time you go through a toll. There is no toll person in the Algarve, so without that you can't go on the toll road. So you have to have that, and it needs to be, you know, dinging automatically. And again, someone said, oh, they said that they don't cover our toll passes. We have to go to the post office and pay for them. That's just strange. Make sure when you're renting your car, it says toll pass included, fees go straight to your credit card. And if you're planning on going to Spain, make sure it allows you to go in Spain. I rented a car once that said, oh yeah, you can go to Spain. It's an extra $80, which is just a scam, okay? So when you go to rentalcars.com, it's a wholesaler and it pulls up everybody. It pulls up Hertz and Dollar and Sixt and all the ones we use, just, you know, if they need to discount cars. That's the first place I start, and then I do a comparison. Again, looking for the toll pass that's, you know, auto debited, as well as the ability to go to Spain without an extra fee, okay? If it's $2 or $3 extra to go to Spain, whatever, that's fine. But and make sure that is included if you plan to go to Spain, which my town, Villarreal de Santo Antonio, I'm looking at Spain, is right behind me. So, you know, it's important for me to be able to have that. Alrighty, so that's the most of it. There you have the major things that you need in getting around and planning your itinerary to explore, visit, travel, or do a recon trip to Portugal. Hello friends, this is what our lovely Faro airport looks like. It's so easy. There's even cafes while you wait for people. Here's the rental car desks, but to go to the rental cars, you've got to go out here, and then the rental cars are out there. So when you exit customs, which is here, you go through passport control and customs, and you come out and you see nobody at the car lot places. Don't worry. You just have to go further out there, and that's where you pick up your car. Or if you're smart, you can pre-book your car, and you can park right there. My car is right in front. And this is where they're double checking to make sure you've been vaccinated. And over here is where you stand in line, either if you're an EU person or a non-EU person, to go through passport control. There's hardly any lines unless you hit it when everybody's flying in at one time. Okay, our sweet little airport in Faro, a quick 3-hour flight to Dublin. Now I'm home, and look at how cool this is. This is literally where you can park. Like, look. So I'm parked here, and that's the entrance to the airport. People always ask if the Faro airport's a good one. It's just the right size. It's got flights going all over Europe because people come here for warmth. And again, my car's right here. Let's see if I can manage to drive on the right side of the street now. Now that I'm away from Ireland, where I've had to drive on the left and drive stick, let's see. Can I do it? Back home, and I've had to run the air conditioner. Look, it's 71 degrees out. Alrighty, and I'm off. I love our little airport, and I pre-booked the parking, so that's all paid. I just go out and scan my little gizmo, and ta-da! Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe, and there's a few places to subscribe. Okay, like the little bell down here, right? So hit the like, and then hit the little bell, hit the subscribe. Oh, you have to hit subscribe before the bell will come up. So subscribe means that when you go into YouTube and you look at all the thumbnails, my stuff will show up. And then the bell means be notified if I have a new video. I only do a couple a month. I do this for fun and to share information. If you want to book a consultation with me, you can do that. That's how I make a little bit of extra money for my son who's in college. And then the last tip is to subscribe to my MailChimp. You'll get all of the written information that I have, and that link is underneath in the notes. If you're on your television, you don't see it. You need to be on your phone, and you'll see, you can scroll down to notes. It's the most easiest on your computer because you just scroll down, notes, show more, and there'll be a link to my MailChimp. When you subscribe to my MailChimp, it's just your name and email address and then how you found me. It sends you an autoresponder that generally goes to your promotions, and that sends a link that's a living link to all of my written communications. So that way you can go through and get my resource list for living here, getting around here, and anything I may have covered in my videos. And if you need a consultation with me, you can send me an email to travelingqueen.com@gmail.com. That's also my other website that I have some travel tips and some items in. So cheers. And if you're looking for those clips, those fun clips I put at the end, I'll put like one, but I'm seeing that not everybody's watching those. So what I'll do is also make a link to outtakes. So if you're watching this video, you can go on and see the funny outtakes of what the tribe's doing around town, places we've gone, and stuff that basically I've been too lazy to edit. And if you are my MailChimp, you'll get maybe once a month I don't do it every month. If there's a big travel update or something, I think I did 2 1 month, I put out a newsletter that said, hey, here's what's going on. We went into state of calamity in December, so that was important to get. But you'll get those. And then I put in a lot of times a video that's private, only for you, for the people that are my MailChimp list subscribers, where you get to just see some of the uncut, unedited stuff that I may never edit because oh my gosh, editing takes forever. That's why these videos don't come out that often. Alrighty, so that one's short and sweet. The next one will be on cars, whether or not to have a car, and then I'll have my list of apps. Take care, cheers, I'll see you in Portugal. And here's my big old long legs and boots to make it even bigger with my big feet. I booked the exit rows, which cost a little bit more, but it's kind of by the front of the plane where there's less people. So I had the whole row to myself, and yeah, it cost me a little bit more. For me, it's worth it because I'm so tall. Here I am leaving rainy Dublin, and here we are taking off. There's a reason that Dublin and Ireland is always so beautifully green. They do get some rain, which I wish I could transport back to Portugal with me. So you go from one climate of lots of rain to a climate where it's just like California, we're always in drought status. So pretty quickly I'm up in the clouds, and then in about 3 hours, ta-da, I am back over Portugal and the Algarve, which remember is in the south. So this was just a direct flight, Faro to Dublin. There's also one Faro to Cork. I did that one last year. And great views of our sunny Algarve. And when I landed in Faro that day, it was over 70. And this was mid-December. Taking a look down there at the coast of the Algarve. Always so beautiful. I just think this is a great shot, so I'm letting it run for a minute. And then I will be landing in Faro. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the little bell, hit subscribe, hit like, subscribe to my MailChimp in the link below in the notes. And if you want to support the channel, you can always buy me a coffee. There's a link to that below as well. And still watching, here's some more for you. This was a clip that I made about the flight over, showing how you do have to stand outside to get on the plane. Here's a nice coffee, getting to the airport early so you can stay relaxed. You still have to wear a mask, but it's not the surgical mask. Here's my big old boots with extra leg room. Keeping that mask on when you're not eating or drinking. And here's the takeoff at the Faro airport. So you take off right by the preserves and right by the ocean. Within minutes, you're in the sky. And I would say on takeoff, go to the right side of the plane, and then on landing to the left. Otherwise, you just see ocean. This way you can see the beach as well as see the land. And so here's some preserves and marshes, the golf courses of Villamora, the Golden Triangle, Val di Lobo, Quinta di Lago, and then in the distance you can see, well, maybe you can't see quite there, but it's really hilly within just a couple of minutes, and you'll be able to see that. Monchique is one of the top peaks. Really good water there. 9% alkalinity. Gorgeous, gorgeous beaches. I mean, I think all of Europe knows, and it's like the best kept secret, it seems like, that this is the place with the lovely beaches in the Algarve. Hey John, where are we at?
We are in the wild Atlantic Way in the northeast part of Ireland. Isn't this stunning? This is just...
It's amazing.
Amazing. And it makes it more stunning when you have cool friends to share with.
Hello! Hi! John is stopping because we have a brilliant rainbow.
Oh,
look at that.
I got one. Let's find the pot of gold right at the bottom. It's right there. Let's go get the gold. It's right on the bottom, right there in front of us. Amazing. Yeah, isn't that cool? I mean, you see the start and the end of it. I mean. That was worth coming to Ireland after all. That paid for the trip.
Yeah, that paid for the trip to see the rainbow.
There's the trip right there. Okay. I can't believe that. I mean,
look at this house. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the river dance. Have you seen the river dance, John?
The what?
River dance.
What's that?
The Irish folk dance. Well, they dance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, river dance. Yeah, river dance.
Yeah, so we got the Portuguese, American,
river dance.
South African, Dutch, river dance.
River dance.
You gotta go.
Oh, look at this. Is this just gorgeous? I mean,
look at all those sheep. Look at the cute sheep. Everywhere sheep. So cute. Thank you, Orla. We're stopped in the middle of the road. She's such a good, good hostess.
What you're seeing next is the guy's come out with his dog.
where?
He's over there. He's just directly in front. See, there's the dog now.
Oh.
There you go. The dog is behind, just behind that bush. Oh, there goes the dog.
Oh, he's gonna herd the sheep.
Yeah.
He's gonna do some sheep herding. Oh, he's not so evil. He's running away. Hello. Oh, look at it. Hello. These are just wild goats. These are the ones that are getting killed. Oh, right down the road. What's he running down the road for? He's afraid of you? He's spooked. You're afraid of me. Hey guys. I think this one's the boss one, but he's kind of a chicken boss. Hey, what's up? Aw, you're a cute little one. Yeah, we think you're cute. Hey, you're a cute wild goat. That's the creepy one. You're a creepy one. Creepy one. Oh, the cute one knows we like him. Hi, cute one.
Apple. Just along here.
And who makes the food? The nuns?
Well, not nuns anymore. Actually, it's people who work for them. I mean, that's a huge
How can
tourist.
they have all of that and not allow anyone inside? Well, it's not a bad house. Look at that view.
You get the view of the mountain over there. The hotel, yeah.
It's stunning. But I think it's going to get blown out by the sunshine.
Are these suckers for tourism or not?
Yes.
This Portuguese flag was made in Ireland, right?
Yeah,
Made in Ireland.
That's been around.
Obrigado. Viva la Italia.
His family's originally from Puglia.
That's funny.
Hey, we got our American. This is really
Start the
cute.
place on fire here.
Oh, it's a real candle. Wow.
Guys, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We've got a blackboard here with a few odds and sods. Food for thought and special odds. And the dessert of today is calorie free. It's a rhubarb crumble with vanilla ice cream.
Have the calorie free for dinner, please.
With vanilla ice cream.
Will be with you again. You and you give yourself away, and you give.
Happy holidays! I'm wishing you happy holidays from near and from far. I've been blessed to enjoy the lights of Portugal, of Spain, and Ireland this season, and I'm reminded that no matter where you are on the globe, we're all united in the joy of love and lights, celebrations, traditions, and most important, family and friends. Wherever you're celebrating this year, I wish you peace, love, happy reflections of the joys of the year, and a new year full of fabulous memories and wonderful experiences. Happy holidays.